Hey everyone, it's Jamie here, and today we've got a mod that's not really for the RV. This mod's a little bit different. It actually goes in the truck, and this is the Mobotron versatile laptop mount. So we travel a lot, and when we're traveling, she needs to work, and she's got to have her laptop. So instead of putting this in her lap, we're going to mount this thing in here. It's a stand. You know, you see it a lot of times in service vehicles, police cruisers, things like that. It's supposed to hold your laptop in place. So today, this isn't really an RV mod, it's for the truck. But we're going to mount this in the F350, and we're going to see if this thing will actually hold the laptop in place when we travel from one location to the next. So hang in there with me, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to put this together. We'll unbox it, go through all the parts and pieces, and I'll show you how it works. All right, so as you can see, this is the Mobotron versatile laptop stand. This model is the MS426. It does have an included fan with it. So the fan should help keep the laptop cool while we're in transit. So I'm going to unbox it here. Let's see what all we've got inside. Of course, we've got the instruction manual. We're going to need that. We have got the main platform, it looks like. Stabilizer bar, and then the primary bar that's going to hold everything in place. And somewhere there should be hardware to mount this to the seat. So the way this is supposed to mount in the vehicle is with these clamps. So the instructions, I already read them. The instructions said to pull the front seat mount on the left side. So the front passenger seat mount, because we're going to put this in the passenger seat. The left bolt needs to come out, and we're going to install this bracket. And then this all somehow attaches to this bracket. So let me grab some tools and let's get this thing installed. So like I mentioned, we have got a 2017 F350, and the seat bolts are all different for every vehicle. So the first thing we have to do is look and see where this bolt is and how we're going to get to it. So let's check that out. Let's go ahead and look right down here. And it looks like our bolt is hidden by this little cover. So, step one, there we go, expose the bolt. Now I'm going to find the right size socket so that I can take that bolt out. Not that the information will help you any if you don't have a 2017 F350, they're probably all different. My front seat bolt, it's a 13 millimeter. So all you Jeep Wrangler guys, you can appreciate this. You need a 13 millimeter socket to get this seat bolt out. This could be easier said than done. Just bear with me. Okay, I've got the bolt out, and this 13 millimeter bolt was rather long, so that took a couple of minutes. I've got it out. So there's different pieces that they've sent with this. Ideally, they want you to use a flat piece because they're hoping that the bolt is just level with your seat mount. Mine is not. I'll show you here in the Ford, the plastic molding around the seat bolt is about this high. So for that reason, they have sent some other hardware. And I think we're going to be able to use this L bracket, because this L bracket goes in the seat bolt like this, and then it sticks up a little bit higher. And the way this cam lock system on this arm works is one of these will mount to the seat bolt. This one or this one of them we're going to make work. Once this is mounted to the seat bolt and the floor, this bolt cam here will go into the lock on that arm. So it actually goes in here, and a screw holds this together. So that when we're done, this cam lock of this arm will go into this, and we can lock it in place. And it will be mounted securely to the floor like this. So what I have to figure out is which one of these L brackets we're going to be able to use, because that stupid molding on this 350 is about this high. So let's figure out which L bracket we can make work, and maybe we can put this together. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Here's the molding that goes around this bolt that goes to the floor. If I use the piece they gave me, which is the one they prefer you use, is this straight piece. But I obviously can't do that because it doesn't work that way. I can use this L bracket, I believe, by placing it in here and then putting the seat bolt back through that and somehow making that attachment work. So let me get the bolt and stuff together, see if I can put this together, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we have a small problem. So on the F350, the 17 model, that L clamp isn't long enough to reach up under the bolts, okay? So what we're gonna try to do is, I found some washers, and the L clamp goes under the bolt by maybe a ½ inch, but not all the way back in, seated like it should. So I'll show you what I mean, but I'm gonna take some big washers to put on that seat bolt that I took out, and hopefully those washers are big enough to have enough circumference to grab the cleat on this L bracket. And let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so here's the L bracket in place, and you can see it goes back in just to the hole. See it moving there? But it doesn't go back any farther. The plastic here is in the way, and I can't cut that out because this plastic actually supports the seat rail. So there's not much I can do. Had the manufacturer made these 2 teeth on this bracket about another ½ inch, I'd have been in great shape. I think we're still okay. Here's the original seat bolt. And these washers, these 2 big washers, were not part of the seat bolt originally. I had these laying around. So I have added these 2 big washers to this bolt. And I'm hoping that they'll be big enough that they'll catch that bracket and hang on to it. So we're just gonna go ahead and thread this bolt back in here with these new washers in there. That one might be too big. All right, let me see if I can get this tightened up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So there's what it looks like. I was able to use that washer. I was able to finagle that great big washer down in there, and then one a little bit smaller, and then the original bolt and washers on top of that. So here's the device that's going to hold everything together, and as you can see, it's not going anywhere. So that works. So if you've got a Ford like me and these little L brackets won't quite work, they will work. You just have to be a little bit ingenuitive about it. Also, the big plus, I didn't think I was gonna be able to put my factory cap back on when I was all done, but I will. I can put that guy right back in there, and now you don't even know it's there. So with that in place, all you have to do is add this cam lock arm, and we will do that now. Unlock it here. Hang on just a second. All right, so I got it in there. This guy right here, like I said, he just sets right down over top of that device I was showing you earlier. Set that in there. And then this cam lock right here will hold it in place. You just tighten that up. And if you're familiar with most bicycles on the seat have a lock like this. You just get them tight and then lock them in place. And now we can adjust the arm up to exactly where we want it. And then we'll set the other piece, that plastic piece there that actually holds the laptop, will go on top of this. So let me get that all together, and then I'll show you what a finished product looks like. Okay, so there's what it looks like fully installed. I have got it mounted to the floor. Everything's adjusted up, and I've even went and grabbed my laptop so you can see what it looks like with a laptop in it. This way you can sit in the passenger seat, and as you drive down the road, you can do whatever you got to do with your laptop. This model, like I said, it does have a fan underneath. There's a little cord here. It'll just plug into the USB. So when you're running the laptop, that little fan will help keep it cool. Of course, we're in the truck here, and we got AC vents that I'll blow right on it too. But you know, in the summertime, sometimes they get too hot. It's a nice little feature. These arms are all adjustable, and I'm not going to go into how to adjust all of the stand and all of these little holders, and there's just a whole lot going there that I don't want to have to explain to you because the instructions are actually pretty well written out. If you can look at the pictures, you can go by that. If you're one of those that comprehends a little better by reading, they have really well written instructions as well, which is kind of uncommon these days. Usually you just get the pictures. So far I'm loving it. It's a little bit wobbly, but it does have an auxiliary stabilizer bar that I have that came with it. That bar will mount here, and then it's just a pressure rod that'll sit down in here and then clamp on here, and that'll keep it from going side to side. I think that'll firm it up pretty good. So I will probably apply that once we get going down the road. And this is the Mobotron MS426. It looks like it's going to work really well, so let's take it for a test ride and figure it out.